it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and welcome to day 26 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life and Christina from Redefine Creative. So this is another one of those layouts that I did at the retreat that I was at earlier this month. And this pack of I don't know where this is from. I know this paper that I'm cutting up right now is from the Shine On collection. And then I believe my background paper, it might be a Jen Hatfield paper. I'm not really sure. I took that branding strip off way too fast. So the sketch we are using today is from Laura Rumble. And I love that it has all of these border strips or lines or whatever you want to call them in the background. And I am using that piece of pattern paper that I just cut all apart. And I am using these two photos of my son and my goddaughter and their friend from when they went hunting. And so I'm putting them together kind of like at an angle, and I'm going to add some tissue paper behind it. And I'm like, yep, this is working good. And I'm just chatting away at the retreat, and I get it down, and I will actually go off screen and take those strips of paper and use my edge distresser and ruffle up both sides of each of them. So I get this and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, this is good. And I'm like looking at my strips, and you realize when you have two photos that are 4x6, even when you overlap them, they take up a lot of real estate on your layout. So I knew I wanted them kind of staggered, so I just kind of trimmed them randomly. And then I think I'm going to add this Maggie Holmes paper to the back, and I put it on and I cut it and then I lay it on, and I was like, whoa, that took up like the whole thing. Like you can't see any of the background that I like. So I go ahead and rip it off, which of course tears the tissue paper and makes a huge mess. And so I'm trying to put the photos down, and I'm like, no, they're still too big. Like it's still hiding too much. So then I'm trying to figure out how to cut off the top of the photos. And so I cut it off straight, and that doesn't look right because they were originally at an angle. So then I think, okay, I'm just going to cut it, and that looks terrible too. I'm like, oh my goodness. So then I try trimming it at an angle. And of course the back is like super sticky and crazy. And so I'm not liking that. So I have to square up the photo. So, and then reattach them. So in that, I have now gunked up my trimmer. I have ripped the papers. I have I go to add my adhesive back and it just takes up the paper. It's crazy. So I just thought I'd leave this in so that you can see that crazy things happen and things just don't go right sometimes. And it's okay. Like we'll make it through. So I decided to just take the tissue paper and reback it. So part of it's going to have 2 layers and part of it's only going to have 1. And I'm okay with that because in the end, I do really like how it turns out, even though it was a struggle. Like This is me struggling on fast forward. So I am going to take my fun foam and pop up my pictures. And when I do that, I try to just do the very middle. And that way it gives me a little bit of space to tuck in embellishments if I want. So I have the ephemera pack from the Shine On collection. And I am pulling like leaves, all the naturey kind of things. So the leaves and the plants and a journaling spot and a bunny. They were not hunting rabbits, but he could be out in nature. I'm sure they saw rabbits when they were hunting. They didn't end up getting anything this trip, other than maybe a little frostbite because it was really cold, but they didn't really get frostbite. They were just cold. So I liked the idea of bringing in that craft color to the layout, and I probably would have added more of it if I had like some just craft paper. Like I think it would have been nice to like tear off the bottom or tear off the top and put it behind, but I didn't have any of that on the retreat. So I am pulling these thickers that say Better Together, and that is going to be my title. And then I am going to pop on a few buttons from that Jen Hadfield collection that has buttons and tags and banners and enamel dots. And actually I have 2 of those, but I did kill one of them on the retreat, which was super fun. So this is pretty much how my layout is going to look. I do add a couple of those like enamel dots to the bottom as well, but that's pretty much it. So make sure that you head down to the description box below and go over to Christy's channel and also to Christina's channel and see their take on this particular sketch. I have not seen it yet as of at least when I am recording this. I can't guarantee that I didn't get a sneak peek before these go live, but I'm sure they are going to be awesome as always. And so here are the close-ups. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to chat with you. And that's going to do it. So remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.